Salama Bena Zulu Bena Kongo. Now, there are many historians, missionaries, and travelers who speak about the traditions of the West Central Africans, that they display a Hebrew culture. Herbert Ward, in his book A Voice from the Congo, tells us that in the Congo region there exists a remarkable affinity of certain customs with ancient Hebrew law. He notes, for example, that if adultery is committed within the village, both the man and the woman are considered equally guilty. Outside the village boundary, however, the man is only held at fault. In Angola, we learned from Professor Merlin Ennis in his writings about the Ofimbundu that there are many indications that there was at least a common source from which arose the Hebrew culture, and that this Angolan culture arose from that. There are many place names in Palestine, and more especially in the eastern end of the Arabian Peninsula, which also was inhabited by the Jews, the more correct term is Judeans, in pre-Islamic times, that resemble Bantu names. So this Professor Merlin Ennis, in his writings about the Ofimbundu, who are Bantu, he tells that the Angolan people, that their culture arose from that ancient Hebrew culture, and that they share the same source. They share the same source. Now, it's a quote from the book Hebrew Heritage of Black Africa. Hebrew religion and culture permeate Black Africa from coast to coast and represents the very heart of the native civilization. However much it may have changed or become corrupted through the centuries. Filippo Pigafetta, an Italian mathematician and explorer who was ordered by Pope Sixtus V to transcribe the account of Duarte Lopes, a Portuguese trader who had spent 12 years in the Congo, writes in his book of 1591 about the Congolese. The people use the rite of circumcision like the Hebrews. Yes, the Kabiru or Habiru, the black people. He writes in his book of 1591 about the Congolese, the people use the rite of circumcision like the Habiru, the Hebrews, as is the custom of all the heathen. All the heathen means non-Christians. Yes, as is the custom of all non-Christians in those countries. They are friendly amongst themselves. Wow. The history of the Kingdom of Congo, page 25. Now, circumcision is still a practice custom among all the Bantu people till today. Many black Judeans were established inland and along the coast of Angola, the Congo and Gabon. Friedrich Ratzel writes that the tribes on the Luango coast and the Cabinda north of the Congo River were once Christianized. Ratzel observed a ceremony of baptism followed by circumcision. However, these tribes were Judean in origin. The Christianity Ratzel saw among them was a disguise. The circumcision practice among them is of Judean derivation. J. Goodbay wrote concerning the Mafumbu Jews, Judeans, on the Luango coast. It seems that the Mafumbu may be the remnant of a much more numerous Judaism that was vigorously assailed by the Portuguese missionaries. Now, the Mafumbu are also what? Part of the Congolese people. The Mafumbu are a Congo tribe, a Bantu tribe. So it's remarkable that all these writers, they speak about the Bantu people, they speak about the Mafumbu, speak about Luango, Kakango, and they all say the same thing. They have observed a trace of Hebrewism and Hebrew culture amongst these Bantu people. Abbe Proyart records that the nominal Christians once numbered hundreds of thousands, yes, in the areas of Luango, Kakango, the Bantu territories. Abbe Proyart points out that the language of the people of Congo district possesses a strong connection with ancient tongues as Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. And in considering the richness and beauty of the language, the missionaries suspected that it was formerly written. He further writes, there are also found in the language of the Negro Africans many words pretty much resembling Hebrew words. Which language is that? The Kikongo, Lingala, and all the other Bantu languages, the Kikuyu language. Yes, all the Bantu languages. Abbe Proyart saw the connection with the ancient tongues as Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. And then he further writes, there are also found in the language of the Negro Africans many words pretty much resembling Hebrew words and which have the same signification. So he tells us and he informs the reader that the language of those Africans, they don't only have words resembling Hebrew words, but they also have the same significance. Is that a coincidence? We pretend not in this place to assign all the relations which this language may have with the ancient tongues. We have contented ourselves with citing some of those which struck us the most, and without deciding of ourselves, we leave the informed reader and him who is served in antiquities to decide whether we may not reasonably suspect some analogy between these languages, and supposing that he judges so, to explain how it could have happened that the language of the Jews, the Greeks, and Romans, that's the Latin language, should have concurred to form that of the Africans. So how is it possible that the ancient tongues, what the European called the tongues of the learned, starting with Hebrew, Greek and Latin, how is it possible that all these languages, these ancient languages, have concurred to form that of the Africans? I have shown you in previous video the comparisons in words between Hebrew, Greek and Latin with the Kongo and Angola, the Bantu languages. You can watch that video over here. These people, in order not to expose their religion to contact, are very reserved in speaking of it to Europeans. And it is only by the long sojourn that the missionaries have made among them that they have discovered, at least in part, what constitutes the object of their superstition. Now they call it a superstition. Just say the object of their tradition, their religion, but not superstition. They acknowledge a supreme being who, having no origin, is himself the origin of all things. They believe he has created all that is fine and all that is good in the universe. They call him Nzambi. We see that there exists a strong connection amongst the Negro Africans. There is a strong connection with the Hebrew, Greek and Latin, and with the Hebrew culture and tradition. And the Bantu people, they have always acknowledged a supreme being, the ultimate cause of the universe, the Most High, the creator of everything. That concept did not come with the Mundele, with the whites, with the missionaries. The Bantu ancestors, they knew about the Most High. Ask King Leopold. He will tell you. Now, about the existence of these similarities between Congo spirituality and Hebrew, fu-kiau reports the following. A lady of Nzala, who was Mumbanda Lemba, told me this. It is astonishing to see that what I have been taught at Lemba, and Lemba was one of the initiatory schools in the Kingdom of Congo, about Nzambi is seen also in the church of the Jesuits, the Catholic Church. According to fu-kiau, these similarities accounts for the quick reception of Christianity by the Congo tribesmen. These similarities became obvious to missionaries like Carpenter, who wrote that Congo tribal life is closely akin to that of the ancient Hebrews, and much that is far removed from our own Western experience is clear and natural to the Congolese. Carpenter didn't give details about the nature of these similarities, but he pointed out that more than one missionary has remarked that he understood the Old Testament far better after a term in Congo. What? Yes, he said more than one missionary has remarked that he understood the Old Testament far better after a term in Congo than ever before. This last affirmation shows that the similarities had something to do with the religious teachings and practices of the Congo people. What the Congo people were practicing and their religious beliefs and teachings were like a mirror of the Old Testament. Now, the name Tula is a Congo name. And the name Tula may be connected with the biblical tribe Mavila of Yiseka'yah, Lusaka. As we have seen, there is a tremendous similarity between the Bantu and ancient languages such as Hebrew, Greek, and the Latin of the Romans. In the Bantu languages, Hebrew words are found, Greek words are found, Latin words are found, and they constitute the language of the Africans. They form the language of the Africans. Now we can say either the Africans were influenced by all those ancient civilizations, or those ancient civilizations came from the Bantu, from the Congos. I tend to go with the latter.
Malanta mainta kugani subi buriku, busca mi buriku, nunca me ponye. Malanta mainta kugani